give us a little bit of a, from your perspective, what is the hierarchy of a dealership in terms of who's the boss? What are the department heads? What are the revenue streams? Just briefly.
Well, we look at each department as independently, and we look for each department to be profitable. And by that I mean that, we've got new car sales, used car sales, which are what starts the whole operation in the dealership. And then there's the finance department. From there you've got a service department. If it's really a kind of a keep fill. If you're selling cars, then hopefully those people and you're keeping them happy, you're going to retain those customers as service customers. So you're going to have a service and parts business that kind of curtails whatever you're doing in the new car and used car sales portion of it.
In an upscale operation like this, where you have some more premium nameplates than many, do you find that service department retention is stronger than, say, a General Motors or a Ford shop?
Yes, I would, but the key to selling luxury cars is service. I mean, you would have it. If you're going to retain customers, you better service them right. You better take care of them. You better make them happy, and make them feel welcome, and make them feel comfortable in coming in here. If you don't do that, it's a one-shot deal, because they're going to go somewhere else down the road. So service is really the key to not only profitability, but your new and used car sales and retaining customers. I started to say to you earlier, we've been in business for 32 years. We've been through some tough times here in the last few years, but it's the customer base that we've kind of built on over the last decades that has really kept us going. I mean, those people are loyal to us. You're going to get some amount of fallout, and economic times get tough, but that core business is really what you depend on.
Who all is involved in kind of the direction or the influence of the marketing process for a company like this?
In the marketing, well, that would be primarily the general sales managers at each location and myself. We will discuss Monday mornings or Monday afternoon, Monday anyway, is the day that we get together on conference calls, depending upon what our work schedule is, and we talk about what message and what advertising we want to do going forward. We set out basically, we have a game plan at the end of each calendar year, where we sit down and with our advertising agency, we kind of come up with a game plan, for the next year as to what kind of money we're going to spend, what kind of volume of units we're going to try to sell, and we kind of back into it. So in other words, we're going to sell 1,000. We're going to sell 1,000 Hyundais. We're going to need to spend X amount of dollars to spend that, and we back into it. And then we segment it into months, and then, in answer to your question, the general sales managers and myself really handle all of the advertising.
Now, Hyundai being the exception to the rule, how is selling luxury? You told me service is the key in this business, where your corporate character is concerned. But compared to 2007, for example, how has selling luxury changed in 2011?
Well, I would say more and more of it, from a marketing standpoint, has gone to the digital side. We see a lot of, a lot of our sales year after year are coming through, the internet, and so we've had to work on addressing that, building up our internet presence, working deals. The front door of the dealership is no longer, right in front where we park the cars. The front door of the dealership is the computer screen, and people go to the internet. I mean, almost statistically, they're saying that 90% of the people go online before they walk through your dealership, and it's increasingly becoming more and more true. And it's a fact of life. So we've had to adjust ourselves as far as internet presence, having people that we can respond back to on the internet, and just going about doing business in a little different way.
What kind of things do you do to distinguish Patrick from your dealership identities different from just buying a Volvo anywhere?
We try to distinguish ourselves from other large groups and other dealerships by really reaching out and giving some service. And what I mean by that is we have, one of the programs we have is a program we call Red Star. And to give you an example, at our BMW store, we have the largest BMW service department in a 10-state area. And the reason we built such a large service department and would be able to do that, our service retention is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 200%. And what that means is that every car we sell, we service two. So we've been able to build that business by, I've got a fleet of 115 new BMWs in service loaner service. We have 5 full-time drivers that we call Red Star drivers, and these aren't kids, these are professional, these are middle-aged guys that, you know, are great guys that are going to drive people's $75, $80, and $100,000 cars and make them feel comfortable that they're driving them. But we have a pickup and delivery service, so we go to people's homes, we go to their offices, we go to their factories, we go to wherever. And once again, I have 115 of them on the street every day, 5 full-time people picking up, delivering their cars for just that franchise. We've got that in other franchises as well. So it's quite an expense initially to take care of both the cars, the drivers, the gas, and all of everything that goes along with it. But what it's proven to be is it's brought us in all these customers that, quite honestly, and the guy goes to a cocktail party and he walks in and he said, "Oh, you know what? I've been standing in line at a service department at a Audi dealer, and you know what? I wasted half my day." And the other guy says, "You know, guess what? They came, picked up my car, they brought me a new BMW, they delivered it back clean. They never spent a dime without talking to me, and you know what? I never left my office." So there's the difference, and that word has gotten out, and that's really what's helped our business along.
I'm sure you get hundreds of calls over the course of a year, and probably only actually sit down with a handful of people. I want you to tell me about that. What does somebody do to earn the privilege of a meeting with you?
I meet with people that I think really are passionate, that enjoy what they're doing, that like, you know, we can discuss things. We can bounce ideas off of one another. And it's not just getting together to try to sell me some more spots or some more ads or, you know, whatever. And it's that they really care about our business and vice versa, and that that they're a partner. I think the whole deal is, and once again, and you know, when we talk about it, it's a partnership. And I want to feel that I've got a partner that really cares. Now, if I get somebody on the other, I've had radio stations, for example, where I don't know who the rep is. You know, we may have bought the station thinking this is a good station to be on, but I got to be honest with you, it's kind of short-lived, because unless I find that, and I don't need to be massaged or somebody coming in and hand-holding and none of that. I really don't need any of that, but I do need people that really have a passion for our business together jointly. And if I don't see you and I don't hear from you, I don't think you really have much interest in my business, and that I'm going to have a problem with.